Starting off with number 6, we have Selena Gomez. Obviously, Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez have tons of tension, considering they both seriously dated Justin Bieber, with them even allegedly overlapping at times. One of the worst feuds between them was when Selena dropped her song, Lose You to Love Me. That was very clearly about Justin, with some of the lyrics of that song reading, quote, "You turned me down and now it's showing. In 2 months, you replaced us. Like it was easy." Which is exactly what happened when Hailey and Justin got back together only months after him and Selena breaking up. But things got messy when Hailey decided to post a picture of a song to her Instagram story called I'll Kill You. And fans couldn't help but point out that she posted it right after Selena released her song that was about Justin. Then Just Jared made a post saying that the song post on Hailey's story was her comment on things with Selena. But then Hailey responded back that her posting on the song was not a response to Selena whatsoever. Then later that night, Selena went on Instagram Live to talk about the song, and she decided to take a moment to express that she does not condone pitting women against each other, which is definitely responding to the Hailey situation. The women ended up working it out, but if Hailey did post the song in response to Selena, it does show the kind of mean girl that she can be. And at number 5, Taylor Swift fan. Hailey has a very bad habit of responding to comments from trolls online, and she got into some drama when she did so with a Taylor Swift stan. It all started with Taylor going on Jimmy Fallon and showing a funny video she took after she got LASIK eye surgery where she cries over a banana. And everyone thought it was so funny that Justin Bieber decided to reenact the video in one of Hailey's Instagram lives. But people didn't appreciate the reenactment and thought Justin was making fun of Taylor. So then Taylor stans started dragging Justin and Hailey online. One Twitter user even shared a video of someone roasting Hailey's modeling career, with the caption of that reading, quote, "If I could emphasize a video 1,000 times over, I would." And Hailey ended up finding that tweet and doing something that celebrities should never do, and that's responding back to the hate. She tweeted back, quote, "I never knew I could make somebody so upset. Truly, I'm so sorry you're this upset. Lord have mercy, I hope I'm never this upset about someone I don't know." And over the span of an hour, Hailey actually tweeted the user 2 more times, proving she cannot handle criticism well. The Swiftie fan ended up responding by saying back, quote, "This is proof that she doesn't have a job. Hailey stans come for me, but she legit sits on Twitter and attacks Taylor stan accounts like literally go to McDonald's." And that's really why you never engage with Twitter stans, because I swear, like, they will just always win. I don't know what it is. Stans always reign supreme. And at number 4, Hailey was a bully. One TikTok user participated in a TikTok trend where you expose people or bad things from your past, and in the process, she exposed that Hailey Bieber was allegedly her high school bully, saying in the TikTok, quote, "You think you can bully me? Hailey Bieber was my middle school bully." With the caption saying, quote, "I'm sure she's a nice person now, right?" The comments of the video were mixed, so the user posted some follow-up videos explaining things further. The next video showed a video where Hailey says in an interview that she went to middle school with the Jonas Brothers, not proving anything further about her even going to school with this random girl. So the girl then made another video responding to the backlash on that video, with people telling her to show pictures or say a story time about it, or, some more proof. With the user coming on again saying that she doesn't have any story times, then saying she was in 5th grade and Hailey was in 6th, and she bullied her that year. Then saying she doesn't want an apology or clout, she just said it because it's a fun fact she says a lot. And since this user didn't post more proof, it's definitely hard to believe her, but Hailey has been accused of mean girl behavior in the past, so I mean there is a possibility it could be true. And at number 3, New York City hostess. One TikTok user who was a hostess at a popular New York City bar took the opportunity to shade some of the rudest celebrities she had ever met while working there. One of those rude celebrities was none other than Hailey Baldwin. When talking about Hailey, she said, quote, "This is going to be controversial. I've met her a handful of times and every time she was not nice. I really want to like her, but I have to give her like a 3.5 out of 10. Sorry." And even though Hailey was not the only rude celebrity mentioned, she decided to apologize to the user by writing in the comments of that video, quote, "Just came across this video. I wanted to say sorry if I've ever given you bad vibes or a bad attitude. That's never my intention. Hate hearing that was your experience with me, but glad you called me out so I can do better. Hopefully we meet again so I can apologize in person." And then the TikTok user responded thanking her for being accountable and taking the time to apologize. Not sure if this means Hailey was sincerely sorry or if she just didn't want the bad PR, even though her commenting on the post is really what blew it up in the first place. And at number 2, Dr. Daniel Barrett. A plastic surgeon who has gone viral from his videos talking about celebrity plastic surgeries got in some major hot water after he made a video about Hailey Bieber. In the viral TikTok, he compared pictures of Hailey then versus now and pointed out what he thought was different, saying that TikTok, quote, "pays special attention to her nose. What do you think?" Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think it's physically impossible with getting a little bit of help from someone like myself to go from this picture to that picture. Adding that he thinks that she had a rhinoplasty as well as jawline contouring, skin tightening, lip filler, and a chin implant. But after the video was posted, the doctor was promptly sued by Hailey and Justin. Hailey claimed the doctor was using her name and likeness in the video and was promoting lies, while Justin sued because the caption of the video was, quote, "Is it too late now to say sorry?" Which is, obviously a play on Justin's song Sorry, with the legal documents saying that Dr. Barrett was using copyright protected lyrics, which is so ridiculous. Literally everyone uses song lyrics as their captions. Like, I didn't even know you could sue for that. The couple also reportedly sent him a cease and desist letter to take the video down. But because he did nothing wrong, it hasn't been taken down, thankfully, because that would be so ridiculous if he had to take that down. It's literally just his opinion. Anyway. And finally, number 1, Instagram exposing surgeries. Yet another example of Hailey shutting down plastic surgery rumors. An Instagram account posted a picture of young Hailey versus now, where there does look to be some changes with her face, with the user questioning if Hailey had cosmetic enhancements or not. But Hailey, for some reason, cannot stand when people speculate about her getting fillers or any sort of plastic surgery, so she clapped back in the comments of that post, writing, quote, "Stop using pics that are edited by makeup artists. This photo on the right is not what I look like. I've never touched my face, so if you're gonna sit around and compare me at 13 and then me at 23, at least use a natural photo that wasn't edited so crazy." I don't know about this one, I'll let you guys be the judge.
First up, we have a celebrity stylist. A TikToker with the username IamTahira decided to speak about the celebrity styling she did for some celebrities and rate which ones were the best and worst. In the video, Tahira gave Anna Kendrick a rating of -100 out of 10 and called her a terrible person. The comments flooded asking her to give more details about the interaction, so she decided to make 2 more videos. In the first video, she said that in 2016 she was working as a stylist and her job was to put together some looks for one of Kendrick's book signings, saying, quote, "She comes, I'm walking her through the rack, she won't speak to me, that's strike 1. I'm asking her, do you want to wear pants or do you want to wear a dress? She won't say anything." Then Kendrick's PR lady told her that if they wanted Anna to wear one of the looks, they would have to pay her $10,000. Since that was not a part of Tahira's job, she got the PR team to talk about it. In the end, Anna just ended up wearing her own clothes to the signing. But that's not all. Another part of her job was that she had to collect all the gifts that fans left her at the signing. So she collected fan mail, letters, gift cards, drawings, and paintings from Anna's fans. But at the end of the event, instead of taking all the products, Kendrick said that she never looks at that stuff and she told her publicist to trash it all. Apparently, years later, Kendrick came back to the store and worked with a different stylist. After that stylist was done with Kendrick, she went up to Tahira and told her that Kendrick got pissed at her because this stylist had no idea who Kendrick was. Next up, Blake Lively. Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick starred in the hit movie A Simple Favor together. So not only did they spend tons of time working together, they also had to be on the press tour with one another. Apparently that was a big issue for the women because they hated each other while filming the movie, and it was so bad that the studio executives had to get involved and mediate the tension between the women. In a TikTok, the page Celebrity Memoir Book Club claimed that when filming wrapped on the movie, Lively and Kendrick were not speaking, adding, quote, "They were basically enemies and their press tours had to be booked separately." The user said that they were not sure which actress was the one that started the feud because both women had been a part of feuds with their co-stars. Lively has previously feuded with Gossip Girl co-star Leighton Meester, while Kendrick is known for allegedly being disrespectful and rude to people ranging from waiters, bartenders, and fans. The TikToker was flooded with hate comments claiming that it wasn't true, even though the TikToker claimed that they had inside sources. As a clapback, the page shared a DM showing a studio executive at Lionsgate confirming basically everything the person had said. The DM read, quote, "They hated each other. The studio even had to have a talk with them about making it look like they liked each other on press tours because it was starting to get obvious. and in particular was really competitive with Blake and was constantly asking to make sure she got more promotion than Blake, and even made us Photoshop her cleavage in the Simple Favor poster to be as big or bigger than Blake's. So from this comment, it seems that Anna Kendrick might have been the reason for the feud. After news of this feud resurfaced, some fans looked back at their media interviews for A Simple Favor, and you can clearly see the tension. In one interview, Anna Kendrick mentioned the fact that she worked with Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively's husband, and she says that she once thought that Blake was really nice, but doesn't know now. It seems like a joke at first, but obviously could hint at the tension going on behind the scenes. Blake then jokingly goes to touch her arm, and Anna sharply responds, "Don't touch me," which seemed very real to me. Then the pair were talking about Instagram and if they block certain people, and it was revealed that at one point Anna Kendrick blocked Blake Lively on Instagram. Then later she decided to mute her instead once that became an option. That whole interaction seemed a little too real to believe it was all playful banter. This is definitely a strange one, but Anna Kendrick was rated the #1 most dangerous person to search for online in 2020 by security company McAfee. I didn't even know that they made lists like this, but somehow Kendrick made the top of this list, even though she's known for quirky and girl next door type roles. This study is done every year to let customers know the best way they can protect their data online. They research which famous names generate the riskiest search results that could potentially trigger consumers to unknowingly install malware on their devices. She was number 4 in 2019, but was bumped up to number 1 in 2020. The study assumed that was because of her role in Trolls World Tour. Kendrick first gained fame in 2008 through Twilight, then landed the lead role of Becca in Pitch Perfect, and another in Up in the Air. Even though her roles are pretty tame, the security agency concluded that searching her name generated the most harmful links. Following Kendrick, the next most dangerous names are Sean Combs or P. Diddy, Blake Lively, and Mariah Carey. One executive at the company said, quote, "Cybercriminals use consumers' fascination with celebrity culture to drive unsuspecting fans to malicious websites that install malware on their devices, potentially putting personal information and login details in the wrong hands," adding that customers need to think twice before clicking. Barack Obama. Anna Kendrick found herself in a very strange situation when she ended up insulting the president and even called him an a-hole right to his face. Let me explain. Anna was on Stephen Colbert and explained the story behind how she met Barack Obama and made him double over with laughter during their meeting. During the conversation, Anna says that she was invited to a presidential event and showed up very early. Then during Obama's speech, he pointed her out personally and praised her for her movie Up in the Air. Afterward, when the two had a minute to chat, the president said he hoped that she hadn't felt singled out by him mentioning her movie. Quote, "I hope I didn't embarrass you earlier." Kendrick then responded, quote, "Yeah, you're such an a-hole." Then she mentioned that she was the first to arrive and that she was very punctual, being from Maine. When Obama asked her if that was a thing, she replied, quote, "You don't know that? You're the president." That entire interaction then made the president double over with laughter, but who knows if he felt that it was very awkward. One of Anna Kendrick's breakout roles was a side character in the movie Twilight, and a very shady incident happened that the rumor mill has blamed on Kendrick. Before the second Twilight movie came out, called New Moon, a salon owner found a script to the upcoming movie in the trash outside her salon. The first question that was asked was, who would have thrown at a script as precious and as top secret as this? And does this mean that the person didn't like the movie? After further investigation, it was exposed that the script was found outside of a hotel near St. Louis where George Clooney and a bunch of other stars filming the movie Up in the Air were staying. Guess who is filming that movie and also filmed Twilight? None other than Anna Kendrick. Nobody is sure why she did it, but everyone can agree it was not a good look. But that was not all. Anna got in some more hot water when she trashed the filming of the movie. While speaking with Vanity Fair, she reflected on what it was like filming the movie, saying, quote, "The first movie we filmed in Portland, Oregon, and I just remember being so cold and miserable. And I just remember my Converse being completely soaked through and feeling like, you know, this is a really great group of people and I'm sure we would have been friends at a different time, but I want to kill everyone." She even got shadier when she later added, quote, "Although it was also kind of bonding, there was something about it that was like, you know, you go through like some trauma event. Like you imagine people who survived a hot situation and you're kind of bonded for life."
Starting off this countdown, we have the tabloids. According to a number of big news tabloids, Millie Bobby Brown has actually changed a lot because of her success with Stranger Things. There's a side of her that we don't get to see, but they do when conducting interviews. One source revealed, and I quote, "Brown was cool, aloof, and downright rude during promotional events for season 3 of Stranger Things. So much so that her publicist had to give her a little lesson in how to deal with media and fans. Well then, that's pretty awkward. Coming in at number 9, we have David Harbour. The bond that Millie's character Eleven and David Harbour's character Jim Hopper have on screen is incredibly beautiful. They are very close and share a deep love for each other. It's safe to say that in the show, they both saved each other in different ways. But outside of the set, the relationship is different. They both still love and care for each other, but David is very concerned about Millie. He's afraid that the fame and public attention will get to her head. In a podcast, David said, and I quote, "I have a real worry. I worry about her and the fame and all that she has to struggle with." David revealed this around the same time that Millie was facing a number of scandals, which we will be talking about next. In our 8th spot, we have Hunter Echo. Now, this is one of the scandals that I was talking about, and it's probably her biggest one. In July of 2021, during a live stream, Hunter Echo drunkenly admitted that he groomed Millie and that he did acts with her. Millie was 16 at the time, Hunter was 20. The age of consent is 18, but Hunter argued that everything was consensual, and Millie's mom and dad knew everything. He even said that he lived in her house for 8 months. Still, the relationship was very inappropriate. And later, Millie's team said that they are taking action against Hunter and his claims as they were dishonest. Either way, Hunter had some nasty things to say about Millie. In the end, he got himself in big trouble instead of exposing Millie. In our 7th spot today, we have Drake. Now, this is another pretty weird controversy that Millie was involved in. It all started when it was revealed that Drake and her were pretty close and that they were frequently texting each other, which is weird because of their age difference. Like, Drake's in his 30s texting a teenager. And fans pointed out that Drake met one of his exes when she was a teenager and then later dated when she was of age. Anyways, according to Drake, Millie has a lot of boy trouble that he helps her with. Even Millie admitted in an interview that Drake helps her with her boy drama. When asked about what kind of boy drama, she said that it stays in the text messages. In our 6th spot, we have the stardom. Another tabloid revealed that Millie is having a hard time handling her stardom. They said, and I quote, "Millie has turned into a rude star and is unable to handle the stardom on her own." There are multiple videos of her interviews where people declare that Millie never leaves a chance to be in the spotlight and always interrupts her co-actors, which shows that she is being selfish and arrogant. End quote. Now, we will be talking about these interviews later on, but it is true. Whenever the Stranger Things cast does have an interview, Millie always takes the lead, preventing her co-stars to get a word in. And when they do talk, she often cuts them off and takes over the conversation, leaving them pretty annoyed. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with her behavior. According to some sources, Millie has already become a diva. Apparently, Millie's attitude was fine during Stranger Things season 1, but as soon as she got all the attention, her attitude changed. She started trying to behave more adult-like for the press, and a lot of people aren't here for it. In fact, she has been called cringy for it. It also makes it hard on set if she thinks she's top tier and the best. In fact, some people have labeled her as one of the most annoying actresses. Coming in at number 4, we have Jacob Sartorius. The two dated in 2017 for a few months. Millie said that when they broke up that it was mutual, but it seems like Jacob was pretty hurt over their breakup. In fact, he apparently wrote a number of songs about Millie, including the song "We're Not Friends," and the lyrics definitely call her out. Some lyrics go as so: "You're bad at seeing signals, girl. I've never introduced you to a single girl. And everything I do around you is on purpose, putting in the work for ya, hoping that it's working. I spent about a year just playing my part. I'm picking up the pieces to your broken heart." He also goes on to sing, "Girl, I wanna give you more than good advice." Yikes. Jacob? Yikes. Who knew Jacob had it in him? Coming in at number 3, we have Sadie Sink. Now, according to Millie Bobby Brown, Sadie Sink is one of her closest friends. However, there have been a number of incidences between the two that make us think that Sadie isn't the fondest of Millie. First off, let's take a look at this clip from an interview with the Stranger Things cast.
Because I mean, it was fun, but like, because Sadie got to see how like crazy I am when I'm 11. Like, I'm just like, you know, always really like deep in thought, and so like working together for the first time was like really fun.
I feel so sorry for her. Like, look at how walled up and awkward she gets when Millie cuts her off. And if you watch other interviews, she continually does this with Sadie, and Sadie's face says it all. In our second spot today, we have Caleb. Now, during the same interview, Caleb, who plays Lucas Sinclair on Stranger Things, I guess noticed that Sadie wasn't talking and kind of shied off. So he kind of called out Millie and asked Sadie if she wanted to say anything.
Sadie, do you want to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You guys set it off.
Had he not said anything, Millie would have just continued to talk the whole interview without letting Sadie get a word in. And in our number one spot today, we have Caleb Part 2. During the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, Sadie, Caleb, and Millie went on stage to accept the award for Stranger Things. And well, take a look at how that went.
And obviously you guys.
Millie literally couldn't wait her turn and prevented Caleb from saying anything, after which he kind of just gives a look like, really? Really, Millie? And it was captured all on live TV. Also, Millie doesn't even turn to apologize or anything. I don't even think she realized that he tripped in the back.
And at number 10, Gabri Sidibe. Emma and Gabori worked together on the set of the hit show American Horror Story's third season called Coven, which is, side note, my favorite season of that show, specifically because of Jessica Lange's character. She is everything. But while the ladies were shooting the show, apparently Gabori called out Emma on her stuck-up attitude and diva behavior. One source said, quote, "Emma complains about the tiniest things and won't speak to crew members. Gabby finally told Emma to cut her attitude and stop being rude." Apparently the call-out was a shock to Emma, as she'd been trying to be nicer to the crew, but the source did say that Emma still acts like she's above everyone else. Although I did want to mention that years later, when Gabori released a memoir, she claimed that she never feuded with Emma, so seems like there's two sides to this story.
At number 9, Cord Overstreet. When Emma Roberts and Cord Overstreet dated back in 2011 and 2012, things were pretty unstable, and this could have been a sign of things to come or an indicator of Emma's true behavior. They were first spotted together at the Coachella Music Festival in 2011. They dated for a few months before calling it quits in January 2012, but later that year they decided to try things again. At the time, sources said that they were pretty happy together, with one news source saying, quote, "Ultimately they enjoy spending time together and they wanted to give it another shot. They make each other laugh and they are both very supportive of one another's successes," end quote. However, just over a month after getting back together, Cord and Emma ended things for good. One source confirmed their breakup, making it look like it was pretty messy, saying, quote, "They're done. The last few weeks have been really rough. It's a really immature relationship. All they did was fight," end quote. If all they did was fight, then that begs the question, what were they fighting about and why? We know that later on Emma and Evan Peters would get into a heated situation, so was this the first warning sign?
And at number 8, James Franco. James Franco has been Emma's love interest on a few occasions over the years, and they have shared multiple on-screen kisses. James decided to shade Emma big time when he exposed that she is a bad kisser. In an interview with Heroin magazine in 2015, he said while speaking with Emma, quote, "So now I'm gonna have to embarrass you. I felt like our kiss was better in the second movie than in Palo Alto, so either you got better at kissing, or I was thinking maybe you were just being an amazing actress." Apparently after that shady comment, James and Emma were no longer on speaking terms. Emma kept it professional and did not dish any tea about James.
At number 7, Ariana Grande. Turns out that fighting with people isn't just exclusive to Emma's romantic relationships, because she's also been known to have feuds with her co-stars as well, and this could have been another warning sign. According to reports from the set of Scream Queens back in 2015, Emma Roberts had been feuding with Ariana Grande on set before they even filmed a scene together. Emma reportedly got really upset with Ariana because of a rumor that was going around set, and it caused a lot of tension. To explain the drama that had been going on, a source said, quote, "Emma heard that Ariana doesn't want anyone to have cell phones on set, and the rumor really upset her. She ended up losing it during a rehearsal while heatedly telling a producer how upset she was. Her fiance Evan Peters was there and had to try and calm her down, but she ended up storming off the set," end quote. Seeing that she got so furious over the rumor that Ariana didn't want phones around, this response, as well as her feuding with Ariana, could have been a warning about Emma's behavior and temper.
And at number 6, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee and Emma worked together on the the show Scream Queens, which has developed a cult following since it prematurely ended. While the ladies were filming the show, Jamie Lee allegedly couldn't even stand to be in the same room as Emma. Back in 2015, a lot of people were complaining about her notoriously bad attitude and her epic ego, but Jamie Lee did not ignore it for too long, and reports say that at one point Jamie Lee confronted Emma about her behavior. One source claimed, quote, "After Jamie Lee saw Emma being snotty to the crew and showing up late, she sat her down for a talking to." Apparently after this talk, cast and crew saw a real change in Emma, and she was way more polite on set.
At number 5, Lea Michele. Now I told you guys about Emma's feud with Ariana Grande, but the singer isn't the only co-star that Emma has butt heads with on set, and of course it all had to happen on the set of Scream Queens. According to sources, Emma Roberts and Lea Michele had one strong attribute in common, and that was that they were both divas, and so while they were working together they butt heads a lot. Apparently their fighting got so bad while working that during filming, actress Jamie Lee Curtis had to come and step in to mediate the situation between Emma and Lea because she was so fed up with their constant bickering. It was also reported that the actresses would constantly have mean girl moments and would be making catty comments towards each other very often. Rumors of this feuding between them were pretty common while Scream Queens was still in production, showing that things never really died down between the two actresses. This could have served as a warning to us that Emma was really a diva and that she had mean girl tendencies. At number 4, Rachel Bilson. Celebrity relationship drama is never pretty, and this was certainly the case with Emma Roberts, as she was apparently involved in a messy love triangle with Hayden Christensen and Rachel Bilson. Back in 2017, it was reported that Emma was at the center of Hayden and Rachel's breakup after Rachel reportedly found text messages between Emma and Hayden, which led her to believe that there was some kind of inappropriate relationship going on between the two actors. This apparently is what ended Rachel and Hayden's 10-year relationship. At the time, Emma was still in her on and off again relationship with Evan Peters, which had some believing that Emma was cheating on Evan at the time. Nothing was ever confirmed, however, if the texts were bad enough for Rachel to end things with Hayden, then there must have been something pretty serious going on. This could have been a warning about Emma's character since she was involved in another couple's affairs and could have been in an entanglement of her own.
And at number 3, Target. This is one example that proves all the theories that Emma is a stuck-up rich kid. Everyone loves Target. I don't care who you are or what you make, it's a universally loved store. Kylie Jenner and Michelle Obama have both publicly sang their praises for the store, but not Emma Roberts. Emma has mentioned that she wants to work in fashion and maybe even start a fashion line at some point, although that hasn't happened yet. Emma said back in 2010, quote, "I want to do something in fashion that wouldn't be too cheesy. I wouldn't do like Emma Roberts for Target. I want to do something more like the Olsen twins did, Elizabeth and James in the Row. Something that's really cool, wearable, and still unique." And of course she can make whatever decision she wants to about a potential clothing line, but there's no need to make it seem like Target is beneath her.
At number 2, Evan Peters. I think that the one person that you would immediately think of when talking about celebrities who warned us about Emma Roberts would be her ex, Evan Peters. These two had a long and tumultuous relationship, but their defining moment came back in 2013 when Emma was arrested after the couple got into a physical altercation. At the time of the incident, police were called after the couple was seen hitting each other, but ultimately Emma was arrested because Evan had, quote, obvious physical injuries. On top of this incident, as I said, Emma was also involved in a love triangle while she was still with Evan, and they were known to fight a lot while they were working together on American Horror Story. Things were just really toxic between them, and so this could have been the biggest warning sign about Emma, judging by her actions in this relationship and the way that they treated each other.
And finally at number 1, Emma Roberts herself. Emma Roberts is an acclaimed actor, but a lot of people seem to have a lot of bad things to say about her. Insiders have often called her spoiled, antisocial, and mean. Some people even claim that she won't give anyone the time of day unless they can help her career in some way. Emma's accomplishments are also called into question because of her familial connections. If you didn't know, Emma's father is actor Eric Roberts, and her aunt is the one and only Julia Roberts. Emma hates when it's implied that she's gotten where she is now because of nepotism and connections. But it's hard to deny that being part of a famous family is going to give her connections and opportunities that normal people don't get. She once said, quote, "I have an autographed photo from Johnny Depp that says, 'To Emma, one of the most beautiful people I've ever met, love Johnny.' At 9, you don't know who Johnny Depp is, but at 16 I was like, oh my god." So clearly she did not have the childhood that most of us had. First up, Rita Ora. It's long been rumored that Rita Ora and Dua Lipa Lipa did not like each other, even though they have so much in common and even knew each other before they were famous. And after Bebe Rexha basically confirmed the feud, we have more details about why these women hate each other. Both women are immigrants of Kosovo, who grew up in the UK and even attended the same stage school and gymnastics club. It's also been reported that their families are even friendly. Their feud was made clear at the 2019 Met Gala, where both Dua and Rita were in attendance. A source close to Rita told The Sun that though Dua was looking up to Rita in the past, she has grown fed up of being compared to her. The source said, quote, "It's a shame, as they used to be very close, and Dua spoke a lot about how much she admired Rita. Dua even said she wanted to be just like Rita in the future. Now things have gone south dramatically and she's trying to distance herself, and she's making it no secret in the industry. Rita is desperate to avoid confrontation and went out of her way to make sure that they didn't come face to face." With the source revealing that Rita hates drama and did not want to have an awkward confrontation with Dua, however she was not going to let a petty feud stop her from going to the Met Gala, of course. The feud between them started way before Dua Lipa was famous. Since they grew up knowing each other, Dua reached out to Rita's sister, Alina Ora, for help with her career when she was just starting out. Apparently Alina refused to help, and Dua felt it was because her sister did not want Dua to become a bigger star than her sister Rita, which definitely did end up happening. This is not the only time they have butted heads. The feud continued when Rita Ora was replaced by Dua Lipa in an Adidas campaign. More recently, Rita tried to mend the relationship slightly, but Dua did not soften up. Rita posted to Instagram to support the Put Kosovo on the Map initiative to Apple, where she wrote in the caption, quote, "I would very much like to see Apple spread awareness by putting Kosovo on the map. Albania and Kosovo are full of great and beautiful talents, and I am very proud of my wonderful, strong, talented colleagues who represent our heritage. We share love, peace, and unity today with Bebe Rexha, Dua Lipa, Ava Max, and many others." Even though Dua was mentioned and tagged in this post, Dua did not comment any support for the initiative, even though every other artist mentioned in the post supported it in the comments and shared it to their own profile. So even though Rita Ora tried to mend the tension, it seems that Dua Lipa is not interested in being civil. Next up, Bebe Rexha. Bebe Rexha is in the middle of Rita Ora and Dua Lipa's feud, and she thinks the feud will most likely never end. She's always tried to keep the peace between the women, and she's even pushed hard for a collaboration with all of them, but it seems that Dua is standing in the way of this. While speaking to The Sun, she said about their dynamic, quote, "I have really tried. I don't know what's really going on there or what the drama is. I've tried to always be the peacekeeper and bring the girls together." However, shortly after this interview was published, Rexha walked back her words and claimed the entire interview was taken out of context, responding, quote, "It's absolute bull to put women against each other, especially those who I know are good people," saying that her words were not about their feud, but more so about the competitive nature of the music industry, specifically the way women are pitted against each other. Adding, quote, "It's weird because I know how it is to be a girl and sometimes we can get really competitive. I'm not even talking about me, Dua, Rita, and Ava, I'm just talking about females in general. What happens is there's not enough women at the table." Bebe added that because she believes the music charts are so male dominated, it leaves women musicians with an unspoken competitiveness between them. These comments came after the 2019 Met Gala, where it was widely reported that Dua and Rita avoided each other. Next up, Taylor Swift. We all know that Taylor Swift and Kanye West despise each other and have been in a long and heated feud since Kanye stole the mic from her in 2009. So how is Dua Lipa involved? Fans originally thought that Dua was a Taylor fan when she was pictured wearing some of Taylor's merch while doing a sound check. Taylor also took this to mean that Dua was a fan, and Taylor commented on this post, writing, quote, "I am screeching with joy." However, the love affair did not last long between Dua and Taylor, because Dua later chose Kanye over Taylor when she was playing a game. The question was simply to choose Taylor or Kanye, and because Dua prefers Kanye's music, she chose him. Instantly, Taylor's fans were up in arms, and fans took it to mean that she chose Kanye in their long-running feud. So they started posting snake emojis all over Dua's feed and calling her a snake. Dua also revealed that she was DM'd threats against her life. Dua cleared it up on an episode of Watch What Happens Live, when she said, quote, "I wasn't thinking about their beef, I was thinking about their music, and Taylor is amazing, but I'm such a hip-hop fan that I probably would have chose Kanye over anyone." Next up, Calvin Harris. Calvin Harris may have exposed what a diva that Dua Lipa really is. At the time of the 2019 Brit Awards, Dua was in her prime and got tons of nominations for the show. But after the show, the Daily Mail reported that insiders claimed that she was a total diva at the award show. The Sun reported that Lipa was reportedly, quote, "furious after being given a dressing room close to other guests who were eager to talk to her. Apparently her dressing room was right beside the beauty spa, so tons of people were around this area before the show." However, the singer made it clear that she didn't want to be there after other guests kept heading in to say hi and wishing her good luck. Because everyone kept coming to talk to her, she reportedly slammed her door shut and took her name tag off her door so people would stop bothering her. What made her look really bad though was that Calvin Harris's dressing room was very close to hers, and he was openly welcoming people in and talking to everyone that wanted to see him. It was reported that Harris, quote, made his dressing room a free-for-all and was letting anyone in to help him celebrate with a magnum of champagne. However, Lipa didn't seem to care about the supposed situation, as Metro pointed out that following the ceremony, she was, quote, too busy getting down with her pals at the Brits after party. And finally, Dua Lipa herself. Dua Lipa got in some major hot water after it was exposed that she said the N-word in a song back in 2014. She sang a cover of a song and posted it online, and in the song the N-word was used, which she repeated. Lipa covered the song Smoke, Drink, Break Up by fellow singer Mila J back in 2014, and she can be heard saying the slur at a certain point in the song. After the clip resurfaced, Dua immediately took to Twitter to apologize for ever saying the word, writing, quote, in relation to my 2014 cover, I never meant to offend or upset anyone. I didn't say the full word, but I can admit I shouldn't have gone there at all, and that a different word could have been recorded altogether to avoid offense and confusion. I wasn't thinking it through at the time. Adding in another tweet, quote, I always stand up for social justice, and I am very sorry to anyone that I have offended. Most of her fans accepted this apology, but many did not, and a lot stopped supporting her after they heard her say the slur. First up, we got Normani. Following her split from girl group Fifth Harmony, it's safe to say that none of the other four members like Camila very much, but Normani has been the most outspoken against her. This is because, among other things, an old text message conversation between Camila and a friend was leaked, where Camila laughed at the friend referring to Normani as the N-word. To make things worse, an old Tumblr account of Camila's was also exposed, showing Camila using racist language like the N-word on multiple occasions, along with making disturbing jokes, like one post joking about Rihanna and Chris Brown's domestic abuse case. After all of this came out, Normani was understandably heartbroken that her former friend and bandmate had such a horrible past. Normani decided to share her thoughts on everything in her cover story with Rolling Stone. In one interview, Normani said in part, quote, it was devastating that this came from a place that was supposed to be a safe haven and a sisterhood, because I knew that if the tables were turned, I would defend each one of them in a single heartbeat. Normani also said that Camila never supported her when she was being attacked by racist online trolls, and Normani never felt fully supported by Camila. Normani added in the interview, quote, it took days for her to acknowledge what I was dealing with online, and then years for her to take responsibility for the offensive tweets that recently resurfaced. So clearly Normani did not fully accept the apology that Camila posted, but she said she will not comment any further on the matter. Next up, Fifth Harmony. So much shade has been thrown between Camila and Fifth Harmony, I could probably make a whole video on it. But after Camila split from the group, the girls did not hold back their feelings. Most famously was the incredibly shady moment from the 2017 MTV VMAs, where Fifth Harmony basically kicked a symbolic Cabello off stage before starting their performance. At the start of their performance, 5 people were standing on an elevated platform, but right before they started singing, one of the 5 was yanked off stage and only 4 were left, clearly referencing Camila. As the crowd lost it, the girls continued on. This just proves that there was not an amicable split between the group. Camila responded to the stunt saying, quote, it definitely hurt my feelings. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't prepared for it, especially because at that point I'd moved on from it. I was like, what? Why? I don't like holding on to the past, especially when it's stuff like that. In my opinion, it's just petty. It's rumored that a lot of this tension between the girls is because of how Camila allegedly left the group. The announcement that Camila was leaving came from a post on the group's Instagram, and a particularly shady part of the statement claimed that Camila told the group that she was leaving through her representatives, which made it seem like Camila did not even have the decency to tell the girls she was leaving herself. Camila clapped back in her own statement where she said that she had been having conversations with the group for many months now, and they were not blindsided about the choice. However, Camila claimed that she was completely blindsided by Fifth Harmony's announcement. After this, it was a he said, she said, but many believe the group is telling the truth. Next up, we have Austin Mahone. Before Sean and Camila were the hottest couple in Hollywood, Camila dated Austin Mahone back in 2014. At that time, the split seemed amicable and all was good, until Hollywood Life reported that they knew the real reason for the split. Apparently, while the couple was together, Austin wanted to keep things private and not put it on social media, but Camila was the opposite and wanted everyone to know that they were dating. The source went on to claim that, quote, when she revealed that they were dating, he accused her of using it to sell albums, and she was hurt by that and they both decided to break up. But apparently that was not true, and Austin was so annoyed over the claim that he actually called out the news outlet, saying that was not the real reason they broke up. He He tweeted, quote, "That's the most ridiculous reason I've ever heard. Nothing like that even happened at all. I don't know what source you guys are talking to." But since Camila moved on to a much bigger singer with tons of PDA, maybe the source was onto something. Next up, Leanne Pinnock. Lil Mix fans are convinced that Leanne called out Camila Cabello on an Instagram live. The shade was in reference to Cabello's controversial post from her now deactivated Tumblr that resurfaced in December of 2019. While speaking on an Instagram live, Leanne said, quote, "Even recently something came up about someone and stuff that she said and she didn't get any backlash from it. She still got to perform at the Grammys. I don't even want to say who it is. Everyone thinks this was in reference to Camila because at that time she had recently apologized for the post that had resurfaced." Camila said she was, quote, "deeply ashamed of her comments," and added that she was uneducated and ignorant about how her hurtful language might have affected others. On this Tumblr page, racial slurs like the N-word were said often. This was not the first time Leanne has spoken out about racial injustices. Before this, she shared her experiences with racism and said she felt like the least favorited member of Lil Mix because of her race. Next up, James Arthur. UK X Factor winner James Arthur seemed to throw some shade Sean and Camila's way when he tweeted about them possibly having a fake relationship. The tweet read, quote, "All these PR moves in pop music today are getting too cringy, man. I'm done, I've seen it all." And this tweet came right at the same time everyone's been accusing the pair of being in a fake relationship for press. Camila and Sean's fans immediately took to the comments, thinking that the shade was directed at them. But he put that to rest when James responded back to one tweet and confirmed that he was not shading Sean and Camila, and the people he was shading were UK based. Although many believe he was just trying to cover his tracks at that point. Next up, Jenna Dewan. Eagle-eyed viewers of the AMAs think that Jenna Dewan shaded Camila Cabello while her and Sean were performing. During the performance, the camera panned to the crowd as it always does, and it caught this potentially shady moment between Jenna Dewan and her stylist friend, Brad Gorski. In this brief moment, Dewan says something to Gorski that we can't completely make out, but it looks like she said, quote, "She's always extra," then rolled her eyes. After the clip went viral, Jenna took to Instagram stories and claimed that she never said that, but rather said something along the lines of, "She's so good." Gorski, who was also in the car with her, added, quote, "Guys, we were bumping and grinding so hard to Senorita, we're obsessed." So I guess y'all can decide for yourselves what she said. And finally, Camila herself. Nobody has exposed Camila Cabello better than herself. She's been exposed for countless racist actions. One I brought up earlier was when Camila said the N-word in a conversation with her friend and then laughed when this friend referenced Normani as the N-word. Then there are a slew of racist posts that were discovered on Camila's old Tumblr page. The posts were mostly shared in 2012 when Cabello was 14 and 15 years old, which was the year the Fifth Harmony formed. One gift she shared mocked and stereotyped a black child and a black female athlete. These posts also made references to offensive stereotypes about black people, such as KFC and watermelons. Many posts even featured the N-word, and some posts made fun of black, Asian, and Mexican people. Another post accused Taylor Swift of slut-shaming and Rihanna of wearing a little to no clothing. It also made fun of Bruno Mars, Nicki Minaj, and other rappers, so clearly a lot of stuff. Most of the content on the page was not created by Camila, but she reblogged it onto her public page for her fans to see. She also used the N-word when she publicly answered a question on her Tumblr page. After this was all exposed, she apologized on Twitter. She said in part, quote, "When I was younger, I used language that I'm deeply ashamed of and will regret forever. I was uneducated and ignorant, and once I became aware of the history and the weight and the true meaning behind this horrible and hurtful language, I was deeply embarrassed I ever used it." However, many did not accept the apology and didn't believe that she didn't know what the words meant.